Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for becoming part of this wonderful live chat session. Three main topics. Let me welcome the participants first, then we'll get going. Shafo is the first one who commented today. Shafo, well, is a member too. Special welcome to you, Shafo. Good to see you. Ethio says, hello, Sajid. How are you, Ethio? Janal Tut says, hi, Sajid. Akam. What is the meaning of Akam? T and O joined too. T and O is also a member. Special welcome to you, T and O. He says, good evening. Uh, Payarsi says, Yoya. How are you, Payarsi? Dia Ahmed says, it's natural that Ethiopia will face crisis in Somalia. Nobody except occupy his country. I'll respond to it. Office of the PM says, evening. Muhammad Adam says, hi, Sajid. How are you, Muhammad Adam? Yamaskan joined too. Third member, welcome, Yamaskan. He says, well, Sajid, how are you? It's sad that I don't have time to listen to live chat today. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Yamaskan. Biniam Birhan here too says, hi. Iskandar AB says, hello, Akam. What is the meaning of Akam? Two words use this word Akam. Johannes Woldekidan, why use the word drama? I'll explain. Akam means how are you doing in a fun Romo? Well, interesting. I mean, it's a very concise word. In just one word, you can say an entire sentence. Interesting. Nathaniel joined too. Yemaskan says, by the way, the only challenge for Abiy regime is fun. No, have a great night. What are the main challenges to Ethiopian PM? I'll do a video on that. I don't think that Fano is the only challenge. I'll do a video on that. Be Real says, why is the PM riding a motorcycle? A drama. Western presidents do cheesy stuff all the time and it is considered cool. Okay, I'll respond to it. Takaline says, Akka means how are you? Average Dom says, Dr. Abiy problems are honesty, transparency, and integrity. In politics, those values don't fly. People love to be lied to. Ethio says, is it likely to happen war with Somalia after December 30? Oh, okay. I'll take this question first, then I'll respond to the questions. From Tisfaher to Robel Yare joined to a name in Amharic or Tigrinya bought a $2 super chat sticker. Thank you. He has written a message. Prosperity party officials are not civilians, he says. Zero Bokre says, Kima Sajid. Hello, everyone, says Mohidin. Just one quick response to the comment that prosperity party officials are not civilians. Well, let's not generalize. Prosperity party decisions are not made by lower level, Wareda level officials. There is unemployment, there is poverty in Ethiopia. People say that these people should just not be part of the government. ENDF soldiers should just go home, they should not fight. Sometimes people are forced. They don't have any choice. They have to obey the instructions of the top tier of the government, military or politicians or bureaucracy. They are the ones making decisions. But to blame each and every prosperity party officials perhaps is not right. They need job. They need something to survive on. We cannot blame each and every Prosperity Party member and ENDF soldier for the conflict in Amhara and Oromia. It's difficult to say no, especially in forces. I think people are trained in a manner that they are told to obey orders. This is how forces operate across the world, by the way. Just one quick response to a comment. Any a war likely between Ethiopia and Somalia after the 31st of December? I think we should have a detailed look at that. Before the 31st of December, we'll see what happens between Somalia's federal government and Jubaland. I think Ethiopia managed to play one card very smartly in Somalia. It just backed the election of Madobe. Now, Madobe and Mogadishu are in dispute. Maybe Somalia not in a position to wage full-scale war on Ethiopia. Ethiopian troops don't withdraw from Somalia after December 31st because Jubaland now supporting Ethiopia. But I think we should have a detailed look at this question. So, three news stories. Firstly, why does PM Abiy love creating dramas? What does he want to prove, by the way? He was seen riding a motorcycle, playing table tennis, meeting with people in the street in southern Ethiopia. Secondly, is OLA really in trouble? Government is trying to play two cards against OLA. We know that Jal Saniye, OLA fighters are surrendering. They are laying down arms. Government is trying to use this opportunity to create deep divisions within the Oromo Liberation Army. Two strategies being adopted by the government reportedly. Thirdly, Somalia, where Jubaland, federal government confrontation. What is happening in Ras Kambon in details for you. Ahmed says history repeats itself. Former Tigray warlord Meles Zenawi backed Western nations and African Union mercenaries attacked Somalia 2006 and failed. Shafo says Ethiopian PM has no honesty, a liar and untrustworthy minister Ethiopia has ever seen. Sam says governing by trickery is Abiy style. Do you agree? Well, it's not just deceit that he resorts to. I think he believes in using force to solve issues. Though he studied conflict resolution, but I believe that internally he believes that force is the last solution. And that is why we're seeing a conflict after conflict in Ethiopia. T&O's comment is very interesting. He says it is the TPLF who will eventually remove Abiy, no one else. Well, TPLF is fighting for survival. The way TPLF has been internally split, the way Tigray has been devastated in the war, I think it will take years for TPLF and Tigray to recover. Those who think that TPLF can remove Abiy now, maybe they think very highly, too highly of the TPLF, I believe. Let's start, viewers. Why does PM Abiy like staging? What does he like? Why does he stage dramas? I mean, sometimes he's seen playing soccer, playing table tennis, riding a motorcycle, mingling with people as if people are dying to meet him. This is what happened in Arba, means today's southern Ethiopia. What is the psychology behind such actions? Though, yes, uh, Leaders do this type of stuff, African world leaders do. They try to mingle with people. But we know that Ethiopian PM is heavily protected. Wherever he goes, he's heavily protected. And interaction with people is never genuine. Everything is planted. I mean, when other leaders do this type of stuff, sometimes everything is planned, everything is planted, and sometimes the engagement is spontaneous. But in case of the Ethiopian PM Abiy, engagement with people is planted. It's planned. It's not spontaneous. That's what I have learned. So why is the need for staging this drama? What are your views? I believe that he wants to prove that he's people's prime minister, that people love him. Either he wants to feel that people love him, or he wants others to believe that people really love him. And he's the people's man. He loves to be among people and he loves to interact with them. That is why I think he creates such dramas, he studies such dramas. But engagement is never genuine. Burial says US president is the most heavily protected. They still do the PR move. Abiy is no different. Yeah, people do that. Presidents, prime minister do that. But it should be spontaneous. The way he interacts with people as if he's mingling with them, everything is staged, everything is planned, pre planned. Muhyiddin says because he's a failure and looking for some relief. Gizashigan says Akkam means how you. Freedom is not free, says Sajid, who mediated this OLA group with federal government. The agreement is public. Will this OLA group join military or what is next? Next news story is about OLA. Who mediated? Okay, let's talk about the OLA thing. We know that OLA people are surrendering. I wrote in the title that OLA is in trouble. Is OLA really in trouble? Firstly, a response to your question: who mediated? I don't know, but one endf military officer has been in touch with Sunny Nagasa. That endf officer is a senior military commander. His name is Hailu Gonfa. Hailu Gonfa contacted Sunny Nagasa. Both are from Shoa, reportedly. Sunny was operating in Shoa. He was head of Central Command of Shoa. Hailu is also from Shoa. Uh, Jalmar Kumsa Dereba knew that. And by the way, when Kumsa Dereba held talks with federal government officials in Tanzania, back then the Ethiopian government sent journals, one or two, to Tanzania to talk to Kumsa Dereba. There were other members of the delegation too on the government side. The ENDF officers who took part in those negotiations were from Valaga. Maro is seen as representative of Valaga. So government sent Valaga journals to talk to Kumsa Dereba, but secretly Government's military officer from Shoa was in contact with Shoa-based OLA commander Sani Nagasa. So basically, government is trying to divide OLA along regional lines. I said that government has launched two strategies to divide OLA. One strategy is the creation of regional dispute and rivalry within the Oromo Liberation Army. Government, military, Sani group, they are trying to convince Ola fighters fighting in Shoa that Maro is dominating Ola and Maro is imposing the rule of Valega Oromos on Shoa Oromos. That is why Shoa Oromos will have to say no to Jelmaro, otherwise Jelmaro will impose the rule of Valega Oromos on other Oromos. This is what is happening now. That is why I think more Ola fighters are surrendering in Shoa than in Valaga. If you have seen pictures and videos of Ola fighters who have surrendered so far, most of them are from Shoa. But can this regional card be effective for the government to dismantle the Oromo Liberation Army? Difficult to say. Well, I think I told you in the last video that government is relocating. Ola members are surrendering to Awash. And I think government will show them together in a video or picture in a ceremony after a few days. Maybe a few thousand will be shown. How many will actually surrender? How many will be shown? We'll see in coming days. How many are surrendering in Valaga? I think Saniye was in Kalam Valaga today, if I'm not wrong. So a few surrendered there too. But so far, most of those who have laid on arms, they're from Shoa. So first card being used by government against Ola is the use of Shoa versus Oromo strategy. Secondly, I mentioned the second card being used by the government against Ola in a video this morning. It is being claimed by uh, people of Sanya group that Tigrayans are in key positions in Ola's central command. And those Tigrayans are making key decisions. Those Tigrayans are involved in making decisions against Amharas, against Oromos of Shoa, etc. I have been covering Ola's activities for around 5 years now. I am not aware of any single major Ola commander who is a Tigrayan. Yes, there could be Tigrayans part of the lower ranks of Oromo Liberation Army. Maybe there could be Amharas, maybe there could be people of other ethnicities as well. I am not aware of any big name in the Oromo Liberation Army who is a Tigray. But this conspiracy theory has been launched against the Oromo Liberation Army that Tigrayans are in key positions in Valaga and Valaga Oromos and Tigrayans are involved in atrocities against Amharas and they want to dominate Ola by keeping Shoa Oromos behind. Ola in trouble, definitely. This is the first time that Ola is being tested in recent years. We have not seen this level commander surrender in the past few years, I think. So Sani Nagasa was definitely a key man in Ola, but I still maintain my position. Tola says you have been covering for 3 years, not 5 years. 4 years, I think. It was 2020 when I made first video on Ethiopia. I forgot what I was saying. More than 4 years. It was November 2020 when I made first video on Ethiopia. I covered OLA too during covering of Tigray war. So yes, OLA is being tested. We'll see how OLA manages to survive. Government believes that what is happening is basically the start of dismantlement of OLA. How to sum up? Is OLA going to crumble? Is going to just collapse and is going to be dismantled? Uh, Simple answer, yes or no answer is difficult to be given. I think we need to analyze all the possible scenarios which could unfold in the Oromia region. Dani Tisfai says, Sajid, I love your channel. Do you think there is a case to be made that our PM exhibits traits like narcissism? What is the pronunciation of this word? It means if you like yourself. Narcissism? It seems they can be quite ruthless while also seeking admiration from, uh, I think, those in power, celebrities. They suffer from this disease, I would say, to varying degree. It happens. You are center of attention all the time, so you start believing that you're special, and you start loving yourself. Every dom says tribal affiliation is Ethiopia's biggest problem. We must do away with ethnic based politics. Well, that can only happen if there is a new agreement reached with participation of all the players in Ethiopia about how to govern the country. There is no alternative to the existing system so far. So for that, for a new system to be put in place, the government will have to give space to other players too to be of significance in decision making in Ethiopia. So far, government is strengthening itself, whether using ethnic card or Ethiopian card, but institutions are not being built. That is why no system is being put in place to replace ethnic federalism. New constitution is being recommended by Be Real. Well, constitution cannot be made by one party. It cannot be made by one individual. Constitution is always, it should always be prepared by representative assembly. Lawmakers, elected lawmakers make constitution. Lawmakers from all sides, they should join hands, they should be free, they should hold discussions, they should then agree on new constitution. But in Ethiopia, there is one party rule, prosperity party rule, basically. So how can this party make new constitution? If it does, it will be rejected by other players too. Basically, there is no real hope for uh, big real change in Ethiopia. Though PM Abiy says that his era is the era of change, era of prosperity, but no change is likely to happen in Ethiopia. One after the other conflicts happening. Government not interested in sharing its power with others too. That is why you'll see the status quo continue, I think. Drum joined to welcome Drum. Simon Mangisha says why the old guard TPLF resigned and give new generation of why not, you're asking, I think. Who resigns, by the way? Politicians don't resign. They want to be in power till death. Isas work is not resigning. Abiy is not in the mood to hold free, fair, transparent elections. Jula would like to be in power forever. So TPLF is no different. By the way, what is the use of that National Dialogue Commission, which was specifically established to start a dialogue involving all the players to chalk out a new plan for new Ethiopia? How much has been spent on this commission so far? Will government share details? I mean, the National Dialogue Commission commissioners are being given huge salaries reportedly. They're getting other perks and privileges as well. And they have done nothing so far. The Dialogue Commission was established just to show to the international community that the government really believes in dialogue, in reconciliation, in talks. But basically, it led to nothing. It was basically a waste of people's money. Peace and Love joined too. Welcome, Peace and Love. How are you? Peace and Love is a member too. Pikro says, if this Sunny and Nagasa group join ENDF, can we say they lay down their arms for peace? I don't think they'll join ENDF, though I don't know the details of the agreement between Shimalis Abdisa and Sunny and Nagasa. But I don't think that all of them will join ENDF. Maybe some of them will be integrated into ENDF or regional force or militia, but not all of them, I think. So government will use them in different capacities against OLA. But I don't see all of them join the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Lastly, about Somalia, I did a video an hour ago. I told you the strategic significance of Ras Kamboni, the virtual border between federal forces and Jubaland regional forces. Less than a week remaining, federal forces are bringing in reinforcements in Ras Kamboni, while Jubaland regional forces are also being sent to the outskirts of Ras Kamboni. So a collision is on the cards, but so far, no de-escalation. Somalia's government has decided that it wants to use Ras Kamboni as its headquarters. It is a forested area. suited. It's very strategic, and it can be used for training activities. Basically, federal military wants to establish bases here, and then a civilian political structure is going to be put in place in Ras Kamoni. Federal government wants to stay in Ras Kamoni, and from there it will try to destabilize Jubaland. It might make a move towards Dhoble. Federal government of Somalia wants its foothold in Gaidu too, but their Ethiopian troops are not letting Federal Force of Somalia to set foot. Ras Kamboni is going to be the conflict area in coming days. A lot depends on what Madobe wants. Does he really want to remove federal forces from Ras Kamboni? Or will he just tolerate their presence and he won't let them expand from Ras Kamboni towards Doble, other areas? That we'll see in coming days. So far, federal government is not in the mood to withdraw its forces from Jubaland. The Jubaland gave 15-day deadline. Uh, I think more than a week has passed, but so far no signs of the withdrawal of federal forces from Jubaland. One quick comment, then I'll just end the live chat. Peter says, what do you mean by saying PP is unwilling to share power? Which aspect of power are you referring to? There are more than 3 ministerial positions and other key roles within the opposition party. There is no opposition party in Ethiopia now. The opposition parties are part of the government. They are with the government, they support government's policies. Opposition parties boycotted 2021 election. Can you call Izima Party Brahmanaga an opposition party? Yes, this party ran as an opposition party in 2021 election, but it's not a genuine opposition party. Such opposition parties are made by the ruling party because genuine opposition parties are crushed. That is why such parties which claim to be opposition are just propped up by the government. I don't see Nama or Zima as a real, genuine opposition. Genuine opposition is not being allowed to work in Ethiopia. Basically, one party rule in Ethiopia, prosperity party. Janitor says, why do you ignore my question? What was your question? Let me see. Johannes joined too. Welcome, Johannes. I saw you after a long time. Janitor says, what do you think is the reason Al-Shabaab is not active? Are they waiting for the right time like the Syrian opposition? They are active. I mean, they are just in control of their areas. They are not losing large territories. And they're waiting for the confrontation with Jubaland federal government too, because they are there in Ras Kamboni too, I heard. If federal forces and Jubaland forces start fighting in Ras Kamboni, Al-Shabaab will be the beneficiary, I believe. So they are waiting for the internal conflicts and maybe between Ethiopia, Somalia, a conflict as well. Al-Shabaab is still a major force to be reckoned with in Somalia. It's not that it has gone silent. It's not that it is rapidly losing ground. No, no big change on the ground, basically. Thank you, Johannes. With 35 minutes have passed, I think we should end the live chat. Tomorrow is last live chat of this week, and I think we should take more questions. So tomorrow we'll have some topics too to speak on, but I would like more questions, more comments, because tomorrow will be last live chat of this week. Thank you for joining, viewers. It's good to see you, because in live chats, I see people who have been with me for 5 years now, more than 4 years now. Johannes is one of them, several others too. They're not active in comment section under videos, but in live chats, they comment. So I keep myself connected with them through these live chats. Thank you, viewers. Tola H is, he wants me to remove the headline about Abiy staging a drama. He does create dramas, he does stage dramas. This is what I believe. That is why I chose this type of headline. It won't be removed. I explained my position. I told you that uh, this is why I believe that he creates dramas. Update us on Syria. Someone says Gilana Ajima. I worked on Syria in 2019, I believe. I did several videos back then. I covered Syria-Turkey war too. Problem is that I don't have time. I do 4 videos here. I had articles for News Edis as well. So it's difficult. Though I have the other channel, Conflict News 2042. I don't have any time to make videos and upload there. But if anyone wants to collaborate with me in making videos about Syria, about Iran, about Russia, that channel can be used. You can contact me. I cannot make videos regularly there for conflict news, because I have to make 4 videos here, 4 videos in 24 hours. It keeps me busy almost all the time. So let's end the live chat. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for becoming part of this wonderful engagement. Bye bye.